Hey, Doc. So in episode 21, I talked about your dream life and starting to dream big and really just trying to focus your mind on what it is you actually want, what you want your dream life to look like, but not from a place of lack and I'm never going to have this and wallowing and things like that, just so that you know what it is so that you have it presence in your mind. And in the last episode, I talked about your mind being the ultimate algorithm. So now you see just you thinking about this dream life, connecting to those inner desires and presencing it in your mind is now going to train this algorithm of your subconscious mind to attract to you what you want and to help you see how to get to that dream life. So I wanted to definitely follow up because I told you, just think about it. Don't be upset about it. Just think about it. That was in episode 21. And then it's like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do now? So that's why I started there, right? It's because just having it in your mind and having it be as clear as possible is the first step. Well, the step before that is having enough time to be able to sit and think clearly on your own. So the step before that is to have help, right? It always comes back to having help, but it's in service of your dream life. So once you have the help, so you have the time, so you have the vision of this dream life, then what? So it's baby steps, right? It's not just you have the vision and then all of a sudden you live in dream life, you quit your job and you fly away to Hawaii or whatever. I want to tell you a story about when this hit home for me. I have been in the Entre MD Business School for the last 3 years. And every October, we have a retreat where we sit and we vision. Like we write out all goals and we dream about it and, set the goals for the future. For the first two times, I just remember being like, it was just something that I did because I was there and it was great. And I never really felt connected to what I was writing down until this last time. And it was this last time that I already had the idea for my group program for postpartum women that has now evolved into my private coaching for physician moms in the early years of motherhood. I had already started doing locums. I had already had my second child. Things kind of were already starting to fall into place. And all of the things that I was writing before, I can see that I had subconsciously gotten there. It was a very hard road, burnout twice, all of these things. But the stuff that I was writing those years before that I didn't really believe, I had started heading in that direction just by the fact that I wrote them down every single year. My algorithm was working for me. And now that I was even clearer that this is what I want, and specifically for the personal side, living a nomadic life with my family. At that time, even though I was developing what is now my coaching program, I was still going to move to Houston and I was still going to open a brick and mortar practice. I was going to do both of those things, but that was a goal for the following year, which is now this year, 2024. It was a year away. So I was planning for that future and growing this new idea for my current coaching program. But it was in the writing of the goals at that time, this would have been October of 2023, that I realized having a nomadic life and having a brick and mortar practice don't really go together. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. It sounds so obvious, but I have always wanted to travel a lot, which evolved into me and my husband and my kids living in different countries for a couple months out of the year. So how exactly was I going to do that? if I had a brick and mortar practice in Houston. That was my first clue that that was a dumb plan. It wasn't a dumb plan, but it was a plan that was not going to work for the life that I wanted. If I did not know what that dream life was, if I never thought about it, if I was not connected to this inner desire of travel with my family, I would have never known that opening that practice was not the right move. So, just the fact that you have connected to what you want, you have given yourself the time to think about it, to feel it, to really know it, and letting your subconscious mind have that image, y- you're going to see things in your life that do not align. You are going to realize the plans that you have do not align. You're going to change the decisions that you're making because they don't align with getting you to that dream life. So that's why the first step is to just dream, is to just think about it because your algorithm is working. So even if you are not actively planning, even if it seems so far away, keeping it in your mind's eye, keeping it in your heart is going to help you, even subconsciously, usually subconsciously, head in the direction that you need to head to get there. That's what has been my experience. That has been the experience of almost everybody that I know that does this type of visioning. And I want that experience for you as well. So if it's just like, I don't get this, this sounds weird, this sounds woo woo, I don't think it's going to work, send me a message. Let's talk about it. Better yet, book a free coaching call. Let's talk about it. Let's vision together. Let's talk about your subconscious mind. Listen to that episode, book a free coaching session, and let's talk about it. We can talk about your vision. We can talk about how you can even get the time to vision if you're not even there yet. No matter what step of the journey you are on to get to this step, this baby step that we're on right now, we can talk about it and see how we can make it happen for you because that is all I want for you is to be heading in the direction of that dream life that is in your heart. Even if it's not in your mind yet, it's here. And I'm pointing to my heart since this is a podcast and you can't see me. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see. Right? So the link is in the show notes. It's also on my website, on all of my socials. Let's talk. Okay? Share this episode with another physician mom who would benefit from going through this exercise and dreaming of her dream life because we all deserve it. Right? Make sure you leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and a 5-star rating everywhere else. And I will see you on the next episode of Stethoscopes and Strollers.